Dhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Ah, Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudha. Oh, Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudha. Giridhari Gopinath Madanha Moha. Giridhari Gopinath Madanha Moha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga bolo, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Patita Pavana Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Anuga ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from chapter 13 of Canto 5, text 5. Canto 5, chapter 13, text 5. 5.13.5. Adrishya jhilli swanakarna shula uluka vagbhir vyatitantaratma apunya vrikshan shayate kshudhardhito marichito yani abhidhavati kvachit. Please repeat. Adrishya jhilli swanakarna shula uluka vagbhir vyatitantaratma apunya vrikshan shayate kshudhardhito marichito yani abhidhavati kvachit. Adrishya jhilli swanakarna shula uluka vagbhir vyatitantaratma apunya vrikshan shayate kshudhardhito marichito yani abhidhavati kvachit. Adrishya Jilli Swanakarna Shula Ulukava Kabirvati Tantaratma Apunya Vrikshan Shrayate Kshudhardito Marichito Yani Abhidhavati Kvachit. Adrishya, invisible. Jilli, of crickets or a kind of bee. Swana, by the sounds. Karna Shula, whose ears are disturbed. Uluka, of the owls. Vagbihi, by sound vibrations. Vyathitha, very disturbed. Antah Atma, whose mind and heart. Apunya Vrikshan, impious trees that have no fruits or flowers. Shrayate, he takes shelter of. Kshudha, from hunger. Ardhitaha, suffering. Marichito yani, the waters of a mirage in the desert. Abhidhavati, he runs after. Kvachit, sometimes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.G. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Wandering in the forest of the material world, the conditioned soul sometimes hears an invisible cricket making harsh sounds, and his ears become very much aggrieved. Sometimes his heart is pained by the sounds of owls, which are just like the harsh words of his enemies. Sometimes he takes shelter of a tree that has no fruits or flowers. He approaches such a tree due to his strong appetite, and thus he suffers. He would like to acquire water, but is simply illusioned by a mirage, and he runs after it. Purport in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the Bhagavata philosophy is meant for people who are completely free from envy. Paramo nirmatsaranam. The material world is full of envious people. Even within one's inner circle, there is much backbiting. And this is compared to the sound vibration of cricket in the forest. One cannot see the cricket, but one hears its sounds and thus becomes aggrieved. When one takes to Krishna consciousness, one always hears unpalatable words from relatives. This is the nature of the world. One cannot avoid mental distress due to the backbiting of envious people. Being very much aggrieved, sometimes one goes to a sinful person for help. But he has no means to help because he has no intelligence. Thus the living entity is disappointed. This is like running after a mirage in the desert in an effort to find water. Such activities do not produce any tangible results. Due to being directed by the illusory energy, a conditioned soul suffers in so many ways. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are reading the chapter called Rahugana's Conversations with Maharaj, with Jada Bharat. This is a allegorical explanation given that a rich merchant is entering for business into the marketplace. He's got money, he wants to buy, he wants to sell, he wants to make profit. So he's entering the marketplace. In the same way, the allegory here is the conditioned soul. He has entered this material world. He also wants some profit, sense gratification, material enjoyment. So he is also entering the forest of this material world, the world of Maya. But that is designed in such a way that it will give some profit and it will give you a lot of loss. But you do not know what is profitable and what is loss. What is the currency that really valuable? You are entering there in total forgetfulness about yourself, about Krishna, about everything else. You're simply interested in material sense enjoyment. And that you can get with some small transactions. So Maya, it's mentioned here, in the forest of enjoyment, will actually cheat you. But you will think it is temporary profit. And you become absorbed in investing, profiting, and many things happen to you, many obstacles, but you're willing to tolerate it. Because little juice is there. You're willing to tolerate a lot of things. So there are various characters described who will attack the conditioned soul, who is a merchant in the material forest looking for profit, where I will get some sense enjoyment. So there are mosquitoes who will come and bite him. You know, mosquitoes bite you. They don't see anything that you are sannyasi, I will not bite you. You are a special businessman, so I will not bite you. They will bite everybody. Their business is to bite. And it's mentioned they are envious living entities. They'll bite and suck your blood also. It is their enjoyment. They are also in the forest. He is also another conditioned soul. He lives off another conditioned soul. They suck. But that is painful to you. You hit the mosquito like that, you want to kill him. But he'll fly away. Irritating fellow. He'll bite you. So these mosquitoes are compared to people who speak disturbing things about you and make problems for you. Simply they are envious. This fellow merchant got a lot of money. Avana konjam kadiche, let's suck some blood from him. He gets some. So there are mosquitoes disturbing people. Like that, the family members are also described. Jai Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadramayi ki. Family members are also described as plunderers. That merchant who is making money by taking lot of pains, mosquitoes, this thing, that thing, so many problems, is making pain. The family members are also considered to be plunderers in the forest. Why? Because they will ask, give me this money, give me that money. I want to buy this, I want that, I want this. In this way, many things they will ask. Take darshan, please. Many things they will ask. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. So Bhagavatam describes wife, children also plunderers of your wealth. Whatever little profit you make, I want this. You got money now. I want to buy this necklace. I want to buy this sari. I want to buy this car. I want to buy this house. I want to buy this. I want to do this. And for the children, you should provide this. Okay. And he sits and works hard and makes profit. Then there are other businessmen who want to take away your money. They are tigers and jackals. They will try to attack you, cheat you, take your money away. In this way, all sorts of characters are described in this forest of enjoyment. Today what we read is mentioned crickets. Especially when it rains, you will see. Huge orchestra will be playing. The frogs will be croaking. Like that. And there will be other insects making sound. Then these crickets will make the maximum noise. They'll make noise. Huge noise they'll make. They are very thrilled. You don't know where the noise is coming from. Bird, you can see the bird is there making noise. Mosquito, you can see making some noise. Bees, you can see making noise. The cricket will not be visible to you, but it will make the maximum noise. Where is this cricket coming from? So this is compared to people who will pass comment behind your back. In front they will smile and sir, unganala ellame neenga dhaan enakku kadavul. As soon as he turns the other side, ivana vandu na enna pandren paru. Ivan vandu ippadi like that they will talk. And that who spoke like that? Everybody will stand in front of you and smile at you. Not me. But these are the crickets. Crickets are people who will actually talk behind your back only. They are actually very cowardly people. But they are envious of you. Because you are a successful businessman in the material forest. You are able to keep away the mosquitoes, you are able to keep away the jackals, the plunderers and everything, and you are making advancement. But I am not able to do that. So I want to speak ill of you. I am envious of you. Jilli. Adrishya jilli. Adrishya means I can see. Adrishya means I cannot see. Jilli means talking about you. Talking bad about you. Karana Shula. When you hear about that, you say, oh, very painful it is. It goes painfully inside your ears. Something about you. Somebody is telling. Now, of course, in social media, it's not only telling, it'll be broadcast all over the world and 30,000 people may see it in one shot. right? And each one of them will again comment on it, some more things. Many crickets will comment. It's like a networking. So it is very painful, Karna Shula. It's very painful to hear things. Who is the person saying this? I can clarify it for you. Come in front of me and ask. I did not do anything like this. And they watch you suffer. This is what I wanted. You should suffer. Again I will speak something. Because it's working. You are getting pained. You are getting disturbed. Adrishya jilli. Always they'll be talking. Karna Shula, it becomes very difficult for you to hear it. And then Uluka Vagbir. Then there is the owl. He will also speak things about you. All characters are described. It's a very amazing chapter about different characters in this world and what they do and how they give you trouble. They are all agents of Maya. And they will harass you and you will be troubled. But there are positive people who will speak positive things. Don't worry, it will become all right. Come and I'll give you therapy. Think positively. Go ahead. Continue your business in the material forest. Don't listen to all these negative people. But the mosquitoes, don't worry. Mosquitoes you use as repellent. Shh, put on them, they'll die. He'll give you temporary cure for that. How to handle this, how to handle that. But mosquitoes will not stop. Right? They will wait for the repellent to wear off, again they'll bite you. It is not that this world you can very easily take care by material endeavors, all these things. The whole idea of you getting harassed is because you must learn who you are, you must remember who you are, and you must surrender to Krishna. That is why you're getting harassed. It is not that in the harassment you should settle yourself. Patch up work and all you do. This you close, this you stick something here, this everything together and somehow manage life. It will again tear here, the tear there. It is never possible. Never possible. It is designed for being dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. It's mentioned to be a place of misery. I am not painting a bad picture of it. I am painting a realistic picture. Of course, there are ways of being happy in that. Contented. If you are satisfied, if you are contented, if you are connected with Krishna, if you are performing some spiritual service for yourself and for your advancement, you will learn the knack of being satisfied and therefore happy. Ashantasya kutas sukham. If you are not satisfied, how will you be happy? So there are ways of being happy in this world. That if you employ, you will become happy. But if you don't know how to do it, at least you must recognize that I am being troubled. In other words, if you read this chapter, you will know that there is another life without any of these troubles, without mosquitoes, without jillies, without owls, without all these things together. You are a free, happy personality. This is what is your original situation. But somehow or the other, because you are inside this material world, and you're used to it for so many janmas again and again you've been doing, you got it normalized. You think this is how it is. You got it normalized. And then you have various philosophers saying many things. They will say that only if you go through negativity, you'll become internally strong. One who has faced many difficulties will be filled with wisdom. They'll say all sorts of great philosophy for everything that's happening to you and give some patchwork understanding. So you will say, yeah, see, I've suffered so much. I'm a wise guy. I'll call you for speaking in the next Rotary Club. I speak and everybody listens, ha ha ha. And then in this way you become pacified. I don't mind suffering more. In this way you get patch-up work. But you don't actually do what you're supposed to do. You're actually supposed to ask, who am I? Why am I suffering? Why do I die? Why am I born here? These $1,000,000 questions should come out of you. That's why you're being troubled by material nature. Material nature is the agency to keep you troubled. So that you'll ask, what is happening to me? Why am I suffering? Now you ask question. That is the purpose. Not for you to settle down inside. Somehow manage here. Mosquito, okay, we'll do this. This thing, we'll do that. Let us take another birth here and another birth here and another birth and settle down nicely. This is not the purpose. So in the forest of material enjoyment, a spirit soul who meets a devotee becomes fortunate. Inside that forest, very rarely you will see devotees. Because they have no place to be there. Why should they be there if they are devotee and they have realized what is really happiness? They go back to Krishna. Unless Krishna sends a devotee, you go inside there and tell some of these fellows they are not understanding. They are settling down in the forest with the mosquitoes and the owls and the jillies. They have found a way to patch up all these things. So the fools, that is not the purpose of the forest. I created it for them to get out of it. But they are settling down inside. Can you go and tell these idiots, fools, and he is empowered, he comes inside. Such a person is Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. For the sake of the conditioned souls in this world, he appears there and he talks very boldly about Krishna. And he introduces them, you are actually spirit soul, you're eternal, you don't belong here. And he's got a way of doing it. He introduces the holy name, he introduces the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, shakes you up and wakes you up and tells you you're spirit soul, you're not this body, don't fall for this. This is Maya, Krishna's material energy. And in this way he explains knowledge to you. And then you can wake up because of your intelligence. You wake up and you see and you thank him. My gosh, I would have never known this if I have not met you. You have brought fortune for me. You have brought the real solution to me. You have given me the greatest profit by introducing me to the absolute truth, Krishna. In this way, the devotee brings the greatest fortune for the conditioned soul in the forest. He brings the greatest fortune for the conditioned soul in the forest. So, very nicely explained here in the Bhagavatam. A whole series of wonderful analogies used, different characters, different things. And there's a full explanation of what is your actual situation. Because we think that this is how life is. I am born, I will die after some time. In between I have to do a few things, some little duties. And you adjust yourself. In ignorance you adjust yourself. Thinking that this is what we are supposed to do. Actually, without knowledge, without the association of a devotee, whole world is tamo, darkness. So, these characters, Adrishya Jilli and the owl, it is mentioned that the owl also will actually trouble you by speaking Uluka Vagbhir Vyatinta, what is it? Vyatitantaratma. It's translated here. Uluka means owl. Vagbhi by sound vibrations. Vyatita, very disturbed. Antah Atma, whose mind and heart. The owls will speak in such a way, disturbing things, that it will affect your mind and heart directly. So these type of characters are spoken about a lot throughout the Bhagavatam. People who speak harsh words, very hurtful. It enters your heart, right? It enters your heart and gives you great trouble. See, the world is filled with people who are envious, Prabhupada says here. Filled with envious people. Everybody looking for material enjoyment in the forest. Everybody very busy, exploiting, making profit, enjoying their senses. And in between, anybody else they see is enjoying the senses better than I am, then they'll get envious of him. They try to pull him down. They'll try to speak bad about him. If I get a chance, I'll knock him down. He may be even your own brother, sister. You can get envious. It shows that the real business in this world is material enjoyment. The real business in this world is to forget the truth. So that is why this is actually a strange prison house. The conditioned soul thinks he is enjoying. The conditioned soul thinks that he has got control over his situation. But he is being put to very bad experience. But he doesn't know that. That's why knowledge is power. Knowledge is very important. Not knowledge about how two molecules combine and form one this thing which will make an alloy with which we can make this, and then we can make an aircraft and send it to space. So what? What is your benefit finally? What is your benefit finally? But that type of knowledge that actually opens up and gives you inner growth and explains to you what is the truth, that is really knowledge. Knowledge means it should take you out of ignorance. Opposite of knowledge is ignorance. When you gain knowledge, you should become free from ignorance. So that is this type of knowledge that teaches you about who are you, who is God, what is this world, what is the interrelationships, and why you are trapped here and why you should get out. That is knowledge. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes that knowledge. Right? So, all these different things that happen to the conditioned soul, because of the influence of all these characters, is also mentioned here very nicely. It says here, Uluka Vagbhir Vetitantaratma. The owl will speak words that will also affect you. Right? It says here, sometimes his heart is pained by the sounds of owls, which are just like the harsh words of his enemies. Sometimes he takes shelter of a tree that has no fruits and flowers. He approaches a tree due to his strong appetite. Distress caused by these type of people, backbiting, owls talking about you, will make it very difficult for you. Therefore, what you will do? You will go to the astrologer. You will go to some rich man. You will go to another guy whose karma is very good. How are you managing here? All these things are happening to me. But actually that person cannot give you the real answer and solution. That way he is called a tree who does not have flowers and fruits. People go to a tree for flowers and fruits or shade. If you cannot give shade, flowers, fruits, what type of a tree are you? Why should I stand under you? If I stand under you, what will happen? Some bird will sit there and pass stool on my head. That's what will happen. Crow will sit there and caw and pass stool on your head. And the stool will come straight on your head because there is no leaves, no flowers, no fruits. It's a dried tree. So that type of person, what is the use of going to? What benefit he will give you? Rather, he will try to cheat you further. He will say, do this homa, this yajna, mritunjaya homa. Everything will become all right for you. 2.5 lakhs only it costs. I will come and do in your house. Yes. No. After the homa is over, again the owls and the things will still be biting you. And then you go again to him, he will say, but a very bad time you have. This grahana is changed like this, you should do that. In this way, he doesn't understand that this person cannot give you the cure. But you repeatedly go and take shelter of such persons. Then there are false gurus who look like guru. There's a special uniform for a guru. I never knew that. You got to wear a turban and you got to wear some rudraksha. You got to look like a guru. My gosh. It's all about looking like a guru. When you speak crap. Useless stuff. You don't know what to talk. But you should look like one. So people go and see the look of that person, surrender to him and say, please save me. I have these problems. In this way, all of them will cheat you. Why? They have no fruits and flowers to offer. They are trees who have no fruits and flowers to offer. In this way, the conditioned soul is ragged because he does not take shelter of Krishna, because he does not take shelter of devotees of Krishna. he will be thoroughly ragged. There is no doubt that he will, out of his false ego, not want to surrender to Krishna, not want to surrender to God. He'll try to find out some solution by my own endeavor, how to solve the problem, and he will never be able to solve it. This is what is the whole story. He'll go from here to there to this, he'll get bitten by this, he'll hear this one. He's constantly in anxiety. But if he simply chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, starts worshipping Krishna, takes shelter of devotees, and takes instructions, slowly he can see his anxiety going down. Its anxiety just gradually goes away. This is what is the meaning of the solution offered by the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam tells you, if you meet a devotee in this forest, that devotee knows exactly what's going on with you, and he will give you correct information. And when you hear that first you don't like it, but so many things you'll be saying. Initially only. But as you actually with reluctance also practice what he says, you will see benefit coming to you, because slowly you can feel it inside you. It's a completely different experience. It's a transcendental experience. It's a spiritual experience that you will see. Something inside you telling you this is correct. You feel peace. You feel, I'm feeling much better. But you don't know how to put your finger on it and tell. Why? Because you have chanted the name of Krishna. And you have started getting shelter. And deep inside where you're really burning, you cool down there. Slowly. That's why the soul becomes attracted to Krishna consciousness. Becomes very deeply convinced. Not in the same way externally, give me that proof, this proof, let me look at this like that. In terms of your faith developing, and you don't know how it is happening. Adhau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Ata Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivritti Syat. That is happening to you. In the beginning, you develop a little faith. Tata Sadhu Sangha. Then you take association of devotees. Anartha Nivritti. Gradually you become purified of all these things happening to you. So you can actually feel inside something is happening. Externally something great is not happening to you, that a red light is coming and suddenly your face has become full of halo. All those things you may not see, because it's not about something external. Spiritual life is an internal affair. It's an internal growth. And to sense that, you need to be spiritually sensitive. And as you chant Hare Krishna, you take shelter of Krishna, you take the advice of devotees, you can actually feel it. Then the living entity actually becomes peaceful gradually. In the forest, he stops having these type of desires, running around, pushed by the modes. He simply takes to chanting of the holy name. He takes to chanting the holy name and worshipping Krishna, serving Krishna, and he gets a deep inner solace. Gradually that increases and increases. And it becomes solidly fixed as a conviction. There is nobody else who can give me shelter but Krishna. In this way he becomes fixed in Krishna consciousness. That is called Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Ata Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivritti Syat Nishta. Nishta means he becomes fixed in his faith. This is it. This is what I'm going to do in my life. I don't need anything else. I'm convinced about it. And then from there he progresses further and further. His faith crystallizes to become a solid conviction. And it develops into love of Krishna. Bhakti manifests fully. Prema. Prema vidanchati sadhakanam. Ayam premnah pradur bhave bhavet kramaha. Kramena, gradually this happens. So within the forest, he can actually get this benefit. In fact, this is the only way for him to become beneficial, for him to become benefited. So this is a bhakti process is very powerful. And the bhakti process in Kali Yuga is chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With faith, if we chant Hare Krishna, and with conviction, if we actually serve Krishna, you will actually become victorious. You will come out of this forest of enjoyment. And you will see greater enjoyment available to you. You will see that you are a spirit soul capable of immense opportunities in the spiritual realm. And this whole small thing of entering the forest where there are so many wild animals and horrible insects and reptiles and all sorts of things who can influence you is no more there for you. You're completely free of all anxiety. You're light, no weight, and you are in bliss. Ashantasya kuta sukham. Now you have full shanti and therefore full sukham. You're fully enjoying the bliss of understanding I am a free person. I don't have to be burdened with matter and material notions and material ideas and material consciousness. I shed all these things away and remove this whole program on me. I am free. I am an eternal existing spirit soul. I am a part and parcel of Krishna. In this way, when you become liberated from material burden, it becomes easy to practice devotional service. So there are two types of devotional service. One in the conditioned state, one in the liberated state. In the conditioned state, it's like carrying a burden and trying to do. It's called sadhana. Why it's called sadhana is because you're conditioned and still you're trying to do it. So you may feel the burden of it a little bit. But that is purifying. But in the liberated state, you do it very easily, very smoothly, with great happiness and pleasure. You do it. Prabhupada called it unripe mango and ripe mango. Mango is mango, he said. Devotional service is devotional service. It is just that during the sadhana state, it becomes a little difficult to do it because you are materially affected. But when you're liberated, free from this impurity, you'll be able to do it very smoothly with great pleasure and bliss. You're happy to do it because it is association with Krishna. That's all the difference, he said. It's like during the Olympics, I think the coaches will train people. If he is 100 meters, 200 meters, he's a marathon racer, whatever. The coach will give him special shoes. In the bottom, he would have put a full thick steel sole. Each one will be at least 1 kg, each sole. And he'll be running with that. Why is my shoes very heavy? And I'm not able to clock today the same thing like as he said, very bad. What you did yesterday, you're not today is very bad performance. The coach will not tell him that, but the shoes is heavy. No, it's special shoes made for you. This is what you're going to run with in the Olympics. So he said, my gosh, this is the one. Yeah, what happened to you? Like that. So he takes that weight and says, nothing is wrong. Something is wrong with me. And he develops with the weight a capacity to clock what he's supposed to. And the coach mildly becomes happy. On the day of the Olympics, he'll give him shoes without the weight. The original shoes. And then he'll say, why is the shoes so light? You fly now. Because you have already done practice with the weight shoes. And now on the day of the Olympics, I'm giving you weightless shoe. And he's really fly. He'll do more than he did. He'll do very well. He'll say, I like to run now. This is very good. I can run very fast. He enjoys running with that new shoe. It's liberating for him. Right? Devotional service becomes easy to perform when you are free from the material burden. So in the forest of material enjoyment is designed in such a way that you will understand this and get rid of the burden of matter and attachment to matter. That is why we are in this world. We are not in this world to make all sorts of patchwork solutions and then adjust and try to live here again, come back here again, be born again. again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. This is not the reason why we are here. So therefore the Bhagavatam says in raw words, not making any compromises. It speaks beautifully, especially in this chapter. If anybody reads it, they'll become very concerned about themselves. Is this true? It is true, actually. It is true. This is what's happening to you. You're in the forest. So we'll wake up. I should do something about it. If you read this chapter, you will become very, very aware of your situation in the world. You'll no more be in illusion. You'll never be in illusion because so many things happen to you here. And every time something happens to you, you try to shut it down with some counseling and some good words of people and everything. Everything, something bad happens to you, it's got a purpose. The purpose is you should renounce. The purpose is you should become free from attachment. That is the purpose. Purpose is not for you to shut it up with some closet, put the carpet over it and put another flower pot over it and be very happy. Nothing happened. Everything is fine. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to understand and ask question. Why this happened to me? Why it's not happened to the other person? Why I am suffering like this? Why will I die? You should ask all these questions. The purpose is that. So that you will approach a proper guru, a bona fide guru. Bona fide guru means guru coming in a parampara. Who has got a guru, whose guru has got a guru, whose guru has got a guru, like that. And is been taught in a proper school. Such a person is called Sad Guru. Only if you have a parampara. Of course, anybody can call himself anything nowadays. But the meaning of the title is this. The meaning of the title is this. So when we take shelter of such persons, in an uncompromising way, they will tell you the raw truth. They won't waste time being diplomatic, speaking in such a way that you like them. They will not do all this nonsense. They don't want to be popular with you. They didn't come here to be popular. They have other business to do. They are taking off and coming into the slums, into the dirty areas for helping. They have got big bungalow elsewhere in a big colony, in air-conditioned place, above the mountain, clean water, clean air, everything fine. But if they have come here into the slum, it's for you. They have their own place in the spiritual world. But they have come for you. So you must appreciate them. You should serve them. You should actually learn from them. And this is an opportunity for you. So this is what is mentioned in this beautiful forest. If we encounter a pure devotee of the Lord, that is your greatest fortune. That is your greatest fortune, because you can hear from them. By simply associating with them, it will be very powerful influence on you. You'll start thinking about things. Right? So this is Krishna's arrangement. All these characters whom we see, the Adrishya Jilli, the Uluka, the tree without flowers and fruits, all these nature's arrangements, they are all there for teaching you and educating you. This material world is a big university. And you get educated not inside brick and mortar classrooms, where one teacher will come and teach something, one lecturer will come and say something, and you have to by heart it, learn it, and then pour it out in the exam, and then you have to pass the exam. This is a different type of education. It's the real education. If you have really gone through the education and if you have learnt, you can get out of the forest. The proof is not that you'll get a certificate in the end and continue to live in the forest. You can get Nobel Prize, you can get a degree certificate, you can get PhD, honors, everything, and next time you'll be born again in this world. What is the use of all the great certificate and educational accomplishments? Real accomplishment is, if you have really got educated, you'll get out. You get liberated. That is the test. So here you don't have to write exams to convince yourself and convince others and wave a certificate at everybody. If you're really good, if you've really understood, don't worry, you'll get out. The proof will be that you will be liberated. That's the real proof. And you will know, I did my job in the material world and I got out of it. I am successful. You will actually experience it when you come out. That's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Mad bhaktim labate param. You will be free to practice devotion to me without any burden on you. Then you know it has happened to me. Right? So this is described here very nicely. Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nittai Gur Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Even though you have a mic, the voice cannot be heard. This is another type of problem in the material world. It's part of the material forest.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for this class, Maharaj. Maharaj, my question is, here the Jiva is put into various situations, Maharaj. The Jiva is put into various situations.
Yeah.
My question is, when we put in such situations, how to know whether it is our karma or our present misusing of free will or Krishna's plan to correct oneself?
What does it matter? Do you recognize you are in that situation? That's what matters most. Don't become very theoretical about your situation. If you know it is karma, means everything is all, that situation will go. Huh? Oh, it is because of karma. You got knowledge. So what? The situation will disappear? Oh, income tax I have to pay. Really? Yeah, no, you have to pay, no. The only way to get out of the situation is you have to pay. You have to pay the money. But most people don't want to pay it. Isn't it? So that's the only solution is to pay. So knowing that I have an income tax, this thing on my head, is not going to solve the problem. So simply knowing that it is because of karma, it is because of Krishna's plan, it's because of that. Okay, maybe something, oh, Krishna's plan, then next question will be, why is Krishna planning like this? Krishna is planning like this to teach you to surrender to him. Now what you must do, as soon as you have known that, next thing what you should do is surrender to him. Otherwise, what's the use of asking that question? The question, the theory, if a question is answered to you, you must do after that. Yati ichasi tata kuru. Krishna told Arjuna, now I have told you, no, you ask questions, I told you. Now you must do. Otherwise, what is the use of you asking me questions? What is the use of me answering you? It must result in you doing. Therefore, even though you know it is because of Krishna's arrangement, even though you know because of karma, the next thing you must do is to perform. What is that? Surrender to Krishna and perform devotional service. Right? The reasons why somebody is in a particular situation are many reasons. And some of them may not be effective in some people. Something may be effective. All of them may be effective for some people. We don't know. Permutation and combination. That's okay. I understood the reason. That is knowledge. After getting knowledge, now I must act on the basis of that knowledge. That is more important. That is more important. Even if you act without having knowledge also, the process of bhakti is so powerful, it will give you knowledge and liberate you. That's what is mentioned. What is it? Pavitram iha vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddhir kalenatmani vindati. Described very nicely in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So, sometimes it's a combination of your karma, sometimes Krishna is making use of your karma and, making you have a lesson. Could be anything. Could be. One thing is to get knowledge about it, the next thing is to act. Any other question or comment? Yeah.
Just a common, Maharaj. Like when you said that if you not much absorb in Krishna consciousness, like you'll get anxieties and everything. Like you were saying in the class that there will be anxieties and everything if you don't practice more of Krishna Katha. I was able to observe my own retrospectively, like college days of Krishna consciousness and the work life based now in the Krishna consciousness, the anxiety keeps increasing because I can relate to the class because the reduction of Krishna Katha during college days and now, because of which there is anxiety increasing. Just saying an observation when you said in the class.
I can't
could
hear
relate
you
to it.
very well. Can you hear?
Can't relate?
Is there any reason that the mic is kept at a certain low level? Especially when I give class. Yeah, now speak.
Hare Krishna? Yeah.
Keep a little far away.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
No, I was just saying an observation from your class. It's just a comment that like compared to the college days when we practice Krishna conscious and now when you go to work and it's been like 10 years something of Krishna conscious, I can observe that the college days times, because we were more having association, more having Krishna Katha, I never felt a serious term of like anxiety, pressure or stress. They were something like so alien to me. Whereas now, like the time passes by, we are put into responsibilities and work and everything. We are crunched up into those things and our Krishna Katha is not as much as during that time. I can easily relate now to those words of anxiety and stress, and it is like we don't know what's happening, but simply by increasing the Krishna Katha, the kind of anxieties and all those things, I feel like
Yes.
something of that sort. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. That's why our responsibility is to keep an association of devotees, keep an association of the Bhagavatam, Kirtan, the worship of the Lord, all that. The more we do that, the more we will be free from anxiety. It's a fact. Thank you for speaking Paramasatya. Any other question or comment? Yes.
Maharaj, how to understand this line?
Who is saying?
I am saying.
Okay.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the Bhagavad philosophy is meant for people who are completely free from envy.
Yes, so what is there to understand in that? Bhagavatam philosophy is for people who are completely free from envy. What is difficult to understand? You don't know English? Huh?
Envy, Maharaj, how
Yes,
I
so
can...
you read the Bhagavatam, you will become free from envy. See, you may not understand everything that is there in the Bhagavatam. But when you read the Bhagavatam, you are doing sadhana. The power of Bhagavatam will be revealed by the fact that Bhagavatam remains the same. You will keep changing as you keep associating with the Bhagavatam. You will actually be impure first. Same thing with the holy name also. You will be impure, but you are chanting with aparadha. That's why it's called the aparadha stage. Initially, you will commit offense. Right? Then slowly you become purified. You will stop committing offense. Because you get the strength to stop offense. Why? Because you chanted Hare Krishna. That same chanting and reading of the Bhagavatam now will start giving you taste. Oh, it's very tasty, the Bhagavatam. I want to read it again, I want to read again. Same Bhagavatam which you read before and you didn't understand it this way. It has now started becoming ripe. It's become sweet. Because from Pakka it is becoming ripe. I mean from Kacha it is becoming Pakka. It's becoming ripe. So you started tasting it, but it is the same Bhagavatam. Why? You have changed. Bhagavatam has not changed. You have changed. Now if you keep reading, that is mentioned, Tadar, Rajastamo Bhavaha Kama Lobhadayaschaye Chetayeter Anavratam Sthitam Sattve Prasiddhati Vidyate Hridaya Grantis Chityate Sarvasamshayaha Kshiyante Cha Asya Karmani Drishta Evatmanishware. If you keep reading Bhagavatam, this is what will happen, is mentioned inside the Bhagavatam. what will happen? Tada rajastamo bhavaha. All the rajastama bhava, that will slowly disappear. You will be sattva guna at least. So it is not that, oh, Bhagavatam will give you only sattva guna. No, it will give you more than that. But right now in this stage, it is giving you purification. And you become up to the level of sattva guna. If you keep reading, Sthitam sattve prasiddhati, you become established in sattva guna. And what will do after that? Vidyate hridaya granthis, it will cut the knot in the heart of attachment. The same Bhagavatam you continue to read. Vidyate hridaya granthis, chidyate sarva samshayaha, all doubts will vanish. Chiyate chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare, you will actually be able to see yourself as Atma and you will be able to see Krishna. This will happen to you if you continue to do that. The Bhagavatam is a constant, solid principle. But what is happening is you are changing by constant contact with the Bhagavatam. You change from an envious person to a non-envious person. That's the recommendation of the Bhagavatam. Under the direction of a pure devotee, if we carry out our instructions, if we carry out their instructions, the process will work. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has told us to read the Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna, spread this message by telling others to do it. And in this way, he said, you will become clear. Simply follow it. Don't think like, so many years I chanted Hare Krishna, still I am not having any benefit. Don't think, because something is happening you don't know on the surface level. If you are continuously chanting and if you are regularly following this, there is no chance that you will be without any effect. There will be effect. Faith is being built up. So many things are happening. You may not be able to see it. That's all. In the physical level, you are not able to see it. One should not become morose. One should not become hopeless. It is all the mind. Mano rate nasati dhavato bahi. We should be careful. We are hearing the mind. We are hearing the mind and conducting things. It's not the way to do spiritual life. We should hear the soul. We should hear Krishna. We should hear the Acharya. And we should perform devotional service according to that. Okay? Yeah.
Maharaj, if somebody just connect to ISKCON, just new, can you give him Bhagavatam to read?
Why not?
Normally it said that first you read Bhagavad Gita, then go for Bhagavatam.
That's okay. When he has come for the first time, if he asks for it, give it to him. If he has not asked for it, then he will tell you what book should I buy. Then you tell him what you want to tell. But if he says, I want to read Bhagavatam, my uncle told me, don't tell him, no, you should not read Bhagavatam. You take the Bhagavad Gita now. Or you buy this perfect questions, perfect answers and come back. That you don't do. You give him the Bhagavatam. Let him read it from his level. Nice story to us, I read. What is wrong? What is wrong? Then he'll get attracted to Bhagavatam. He'll start reading the Bhagavatam. And then he will say, do you have Bhagavad Gita? I want to read. He'll come back to you and he'll take that also. It's not, nothing is written in stone. Krishna is guiding many people. So, nothing wrong. Okay? Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Nittai Gaur Premanande.